First, I wanted to take a brief moment to express the emotions I'm feeling right now and getting this opportunity because this story is a very big deal in our household. My wife taught fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, and this is very much a part of her teaching. So, hearing her come home after teaching to talk about how Percy Jackson sparked an interest with their students to want to learn more about something beyond the material, such as Greek mythology, while also feeling understood and asking questions about themselves, their surroundings, and how they've grown up. It was just very meaningful to witness that. And I know she's very jealous that I'm here right now, but I just wanted to say that for her and to you at the top.
Will you please tell your wife thank you and tell her to tell her students how pleased we are that they're readers?
I very much will do that. I'll just dive right in. As someone who grew up in Texas, also, I'm curious about the Texas art scene and how that sparked the magic and wonder for you both. Like, what or who contributed to the magical view of the world that you both have, whether it was a teacher or something you saw on the way home from school every day that kept your mind going with stories?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it is a good question. Well, it was my eighth grade English teacher who started me on the road to reading at Alamo Heights Junior School in San Antonio. And I don't know that it's anything special that she did other than seeing me and saying, this is a good story. You should keep writing. And she also loved mythology and got me interested in it. In terms of the Texas connection, I mean, it's really deeply rooted in everything that I do. So it's sort of hard to pick apart, individual influences, but I am very much aware of the tradition of oral storytelling in Texas, the long,
Yeah.
long stories we would have around the campfire at the Frio River, the tall tale tradition. It's so much part of the Texas mentality that everything is bigger than it actually is. Everything is an exaggerated version of itself. And that plays in very nicely in Greek mythology, which is much the same way. So I think that's probably one of the reasons that it appealed to me.
Speaking of like those conversations that you have over the campfire, there are so many moments throughout this series where it feels very much like that, like very deep, thoughtful, meaningful conversations. And one of them that is kind of popping in my mind at the moment is this conversation about truth. There's the line about don't be nervous, just be truthful. And then there's also, the other side, truth can be very dangerous if not handled carefully. So over the past 20 years, how has your relationship with truth evolved?
Wow. That's a great question. I think that's the nature of truth is something we're all dealing with.
Right.
I think that's always evolving with us as a society. What does it mean if something is true? And do you want?
Especially when you're talking about storytelling, right? What resonates as true, what is specific and accurate. Those things can be two different things that fight against each other, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think you try to be truthful in all your work, but it's not exactly what happened, right? Because it is a story.
Yeah, well, narrative is a form of truth, but that doesn't mean everything happened exactly the way I said it did. Again, this goes back to Texas storytelling.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about mythology. The word myth has come to mean something that's untrue, but the meaning of myth is a truth, a universal truth that even if this story didn't happen exactly the way I'm telling it to you, it is a truth. It is a truth about humanity and the way that we are.
And truth can feel dangerous, like you said. And, that's important to know, that it is very powerful.
Oh, yeah.